motherfucking pitchfork.
All right. We're back once again. Getting serious now. We're doing an evil run.
We're still vassals, slaves, we're dressed
We're going hardcore into advance. We did the disrupt run, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how screwed up this gets. We're probably gonna make a lot of money this time around, and I don't know how that changes things. I have only ever done disrupt runs, honestly. I tried to do an advance run once, and I started it, and then really didn't go much further than like the first chapter. So yeah, this is gonna be a lot of new stuff to me, hopefully, and I'm excited to experience it with everyone. So let's not wait any longer. We're gonna do Ebon Wing. Ebon Wing Advance. And we're gonna try to up advance as hard as possible, like just a lot of government buy-in. You're gonna see a lot of the advance adverts. And we'll also switch up. I think last time we did Eye of the Beholder as our stock option. I think we'll switch up to Crazy Neil this time. Oh. All right. It does actually make you go through this all over again.
Alright mate, Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place.
I did.
Got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now don't worry, it's not hard and I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not
There we go for high scores too.
look forwards towards
Got these bonuses.
Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down.
No
Underneath
shit.
that, you've got the screens.
Crap.
The one on the
I've
right
learned
is
something.
the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the
Wish I
numbered
could skip the tutorial. Oh, I wish I could skip
on
the
the vision
tutorial.
mixer
Future.
at the bottom left.
Not
Don't
games.
worry.
Tutorial
I'll talk
skip.
you
Would
through
love
and
it.
You'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left.
Yes.
These plugs control everything in the studio.
Indeed.
I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business.
We
Once
are
you've got
in
the power
business.
On, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk.
Coming up later on tonight on Channel 1.
Yes,
You
yes,
can see
yes.
a load of videotapes on the left. They're your
So we
adverts.
will.
Pick any three and load them into the machines
What have
on
we
the
got?
right. When you've
Channel
done
1's
that, look up to
exercise
the
with
front
ham
again.
sleeves. Let's up Channel 1. Let's do some Crazy Neil. And then Pleasure Corpse, My Salad Weekly, or Come to Bumley. We're gonna come to Bumley this time. I don't think we did. We did My Salad Weekly last time.
You should be getting a signal from the studio soon.
And signal coming in.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Corn and mayonnaise?
There we are.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day.
I do believe this is the first interference run too. Eventually.
You're trying to kill it.
And yet you persist.
Going
5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson. for the
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market.
Not the Flard Market shit.
Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves.
Ah,
wins
Johnny
Sports
Hamsleeves.
Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Meghan
We'll improve people's lives too this time.
About his new movie,
It'll be nice.
Eradicated.
Do everything different.
Of course, we'll be going live to advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic.
Right, button 2 in 3, 2, 1, now. Lovely, mate. Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Explodes. Hype.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now. Lovely, mate.
First, the votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide.
We often get a bit of interference around this time,
Oh,
mate.
yeah.
Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right.
Here we
Use
go.
that slider that's flashing, or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
Accuse him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague.
So as long as you're anywhere in the white bit
Parties have all
when it's
considered
moving, you're
Advance's
fine.
full
So they give you a bit of a
well-being,
grace
but have yet to
area,
appear publicly.
as I found
However,
out. You have to be on it when it narrows down. You have to be dead in
All
the
you've
middle.
got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired.
There we are.
Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
A little early, but
Everybody,
it's all good.
I need you to fill out the
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh,
Thought I'd ask him about the election.
personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
Let's watch this
I thought
wonderful commercial.
Right there in your lounge.
Oh yeah. Hi Johnny.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit tricky.
A+ by the way.
This next sequence is what we call a
Cracking assistance. Who knows?
Done.
In a few weeks,
You know what?
is fit.
I don't have to worry about that shit.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
But this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
The noisy photographer we're up to.
Say,
Did you know?
huge day. It's not an
Past the age of 26.
What?
Actually, true statistics are all terrifying reasons why you should pop a bit of Johnny in your VHS.
Ah.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Every exercise is recommended by sports professionals and is 72% likely to get rid of those tricky tummies.
Coming back from the break.
Cruel
Quiet in the
cellulite.
studio.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
What am I doing? What is my
10
job?
seconds, everybody. Going in
Alright, everything's
5,
set.
4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first, our very own culture reporter, Megan Wolf, is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the Shotbot films. I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among the greatest joys of my life.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Bless you.
So you've
Oh,
just
shit.
finished filming your latest
That is
film.
not the
You've
button
just
I
been
wanted.
Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap, he really is. I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been! And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role.
Perfect.
When I
That was a
played
good cut.
Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's
That
counting?
was a little fast, but
It's a role that's
rolling with it.
Best Actor Awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding. Giving.
That was actually a pretty good series. That's not bad. That actually looked pretty good.
I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think
Little
I do it
people.
for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like. In
And
the
there she
coming
goes off
months.
cards.
What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But,
I get it in a cut now.
I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Yes, well,
Sorry, I said fuck. I'm really apologize.
Well,
Sorry.
Lawrence, I believe you brought in a clip from The Medicated, which opens next week around the country. Lawrence, do tell us what's going
Got
on.
it.
I'd be delighted. This is a really pivotal scene where my character, Dr. Lodz Hemlock,
get
is
one
faced
ready.
with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
And there we go. And we are off of audio.
I don't understand it.
And we will have to watch
Doctor.
I don't understand it.
against these two.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that? You think I don't know that?
Nolans, we mustn't. Nolans, we mustn't.
Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Oh, oh. Miss Flanagan, no.
Did it for you, baby.
I don't know how that stayed in signal, but it did.
Dr. Hemlock.
I'm gonna change the world.
Dr. Hemlock.
When I listen to you.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me,
Dr. Hemlock.
but I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Huh.
Look at this!
The virus. The sterility.
There we go.
This folder. This folder. This is the key.
This is the key.
Yes, we could stop it all.
Perfect. All right, that was pretty good. Maybe an A.
If we should.
Popped out one already. We're gonna go for 2. 10 seconds. Dramatic music. The Medicated. Perfect. And we are out.
Welcome to
Crazy deals, crazy pre-sofa and chair
It's
deals.
a deal. We're crazy deal. We don't care if you've been naughty or nice. We got green sofas, red sofas, brown cushions, pink cushions.
I love it.
We've got a grey
A plus,
sofa.
by the
We've got
way.
a
Hell
grey
yeah,
sofa.
that's 2 A pluses in a row.
A brown, a pink,
What's after this?
a
What's after
yellow,
this?
A purple. Deals.
Trying to think of what
Unreal.
segment
You've
is-
got
is
people
next.
coming over at Christmas. You've got an aunt. She's going to leave a stain on the sofa. You don't want her sitting on this white sofa. She's going to have to sit on the dark sofa. This is the deal with deal appeal. You want to
Whoa.
throw your money at us? We'll give you a leather sofa for a price that is just crazy. If you got lightning, strike it. Then strike whilst the lightning.
Also,
is
like,
hot.
our
You got
audience
a
rating is,
big
like,
huge sofa.
fucking
We don't
disgusting
care
right
if
now.
It's smelly, stuck in front of your telly, full of welly. We'll take
Like,
that
I'm
shit
fucking
away.
into it.
Don't make a meal out of it. Make a deal out of it. We got a big ass deal on a big ass chair.
Fucking
We got
into
white
it.
chairs, blue chairs, stools, inflatable chairs.
Got the
This is
early
a
sensors.
crazy
I mean, it's nice that I
deal.
can actually just
You
hang
don't
up the
want
phone
no lame
and,
ass
like, not
chair.
deal.
You want a great chair. We
With
had a man come down the
Constant
other day,
Dave in
and
the
he brought
background.
in his young daughter, and he wanted
All
her
right.
to have the best chair.
13
We got those chairs.
seconds,
We got more of those
20
chairs.
seconds
We got
in intro.
chairs on wheels.
Everything's already
wheelchairs.
set,
We got
so we don't have to worry
chairs
about that.
Chairs made out of steel. Chairs
Whoa.
that are steel and a deal.
And
We
a
got
deal.
those chairs. You want crazy? We got crazy.
I love it.
Crazy Neil's got crazy deals.
Crazy.
You want a toilet? We can do you a toilet.
Whoa.
We can do you a toilet next to a chair. We can do you a chair next to a toilet. Hell, we can even do you a toilet chair.
Whoa, a toilet chair. Hell
And a
yeah.
lawyer and a TV personality.
That's what I want, Crazy Neil.
Seriously,
That's what I want.
5.
Oh, it goes to 11.
Victory!
Whoops.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and
Caught
Julia
it.
Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Shall I start?
Go for it, Pet.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people, you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that
Awkward.
Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future.
We can
So
run some
perhaps
good
we should
news
all
tonight,
celebrate.
everyone.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up.
Here we go.
You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Ah, yes.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out.
Missed
for you in
one.
time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble.
Still pretty good.
So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance.
All right.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody. Send me
everything.
tomorrow.
Come to Bumley.
Times are on the board.
Warm, sandy beaches,
So,
clear waters,
boring
and
politics,
fine dining.
Mmm.
Well,
Fine
we're not sure, but
dining.
here in St Bumley on the Tate, we've got a big hill and the bus comes twice daily.
Ooh.
Visit picturesque St Bumley this summer and experience a holiday that's simply unlike any other.
A new challenge room unlocked actually for that. Sweet. A+, A+, A. Progress gate, A+, yes! A generous bonus. We are no longer broke-ass poor. Or maybe we are. We're still broke-ass poor. Alright, well. Still received a generous bonus. Remington up. Yeah, Neil, everyone else. Oh, Neil up a little bit. And then I had the Beholder down and Paradise down. So, yeah, what else can we get away with here? Advanced Neutral, Channel 1 Heart. Still wish I knew what Channel 1 Heart did. So I'm gonna hit save and quit just to save the game, just to make sure it's saved.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
Continue. Alright, the form. The team wants to know me. Alright, Alex, Sam, Charles, and Susie. Basics are right. So upon starting a new job, I would get to work immediately. I'm a good worker. I would report the violation immediately because I'm a good worker. Consistent underperformance. Significantly higher. Oh no, we need to stay late to hit our first deadline because we are a workaholic in this run. We're all in. Annual company barbecue. Let's see. I'm gonna bring my friends and family, like a good worker. Long successful career. Oh, I list all my achievements and all those good memories. In my spare time, I encourage and support my children with their hobbies. Yeah. My ideal holiday getaway would be a theme park. Let's say we're a big family and work somehow. It's important the government keeps people equal. Sign my name. Do it. Family matter. We're gonna take a different path here. We ain't giving him the passport. Alright. A knock at the window brings us back to our reality. Here comes Sam. Here comes Chris, Sam's sibling. He's screwed because he's rich. Sorry for bursting in so late, Alex, but I need a favor, and you're the only one I can ask. No problem. What's going on? You must have seen all this crazy advanced stuff. The Assets and Wealth Act, as they're calling it. Taking people's hard-earned money and fund the lazy. It's bullshit. I've never seen Chris this agitated. I'm not saying the top 1% or whatever don't have stupid money, Chris adds hastily, but they can afford it. People like me are going to lose everything. Yeah, I'm, again, super government dick, so we're gonna go for, I'm sorry, but taking the rich to help with the poor doesn't sound so bad. Chris's eyes flash dangerously. You can't possibly be that naive. They're taking whatever they want and distributing it as ever they see fit. No government should have that kind of power. Look, it's not why I'm here. I need to borrow your passport. My passport? I can't give you that. It's illegal. Well, I've taken mine and I've taken half the bloody countries, but people always say you and I look similar, so... Chris is pacing now. I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, me and my money will be safe. But I need to go now before they freeze my accounts. Please, Alex. I wouldn't ask if I had any other choice. Yeah. Surely there's another way. It can't be that serious. Chris's mouth falls open. You're joking, right? I've always done right by you and Sam. I've treated your children like they were my own. We're family. Does that mean nothing to you? It's against the law. I can't help you with this. Fine. I'll solve this myself, Chris spits. So much for family loyalty, eh? Grabbing the neon fluorescent suitcase, Chris disappears into the night. You go back to the dishes, picking up Sam's cup again. The peeling face now seems to bore into you. The knot in your stomach tightens. What have I done? All right. Next segment, let's go. We'll producer it up. Ever since you made advances on me. All right. Yeah? Oh, yeah, nope, we're not dealing with that shit. We are not playing Mr. Snugglehugs this time. We're going the Go-Getters for... Oh, yeah, right. Doesn't even let me put in tapes until this is done. Advanced Go-Getters, let's go. Crazy Neil takes the forefront here.
No, for my
Actually, Crazy Neil's gonna get the highest ratings. Crazy Neil it is.
That's the best.
And then let's go. Alan James is coming to a medium-sized hall near you.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody.
Sweet.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight.
All right.
Destination unknown.
So the headlines are working again?
We ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guess if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO.
All right. Sophia's apparently very good at what she does now, no longer a lush.
Gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honors, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favorably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement.
If you have Remington, you have a lot of money.
A children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety.
All right.
Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wall and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg-Horgensford have today set the recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flood technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pair. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumors abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs.
He's no longer going to be puking his guts out. We'll fix that.
Personality of the year last week, as reported by this very program. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artist Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding A-listers? And
Snatched inside my snatch.
With advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police, and less oversight, are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer?
Oh, that's the bad one, wow.
All that, and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Boom. Got the cool side there. Let's go interference. sitting down. Release, release. Boom.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just
Bullshit.
in prettier cages.
A little too
Confident
long.
dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Oh no.
Grand plan, Alan.
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't...
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets
Still a
Act
little
has
bit behind
made
there.
90% of the population wealthier, and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie...
Jeez.
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research in the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates.
I like that cut.
Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
Shit.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows
Well, I
we
kept
need
it
some
for long
change,
enough,
but
I
we need
think.
to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up
All right,
tonight
here we go.
on the National Nightly News.
Boom.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do
So
some
pissed
good.
about that
I
one.
hope so too, Jeremy.
And there's the Alan James advert.
Alan James.
Yes, right.
Alan James is right. Alan James is right in front of you.
I don't want to scare you, but you should be scared.
There must be something in the film.
Oh, wow.
To upset you, but you should weep for the world.
They're gonna take your poor sweet
A plus,
And
hell
I don't
yeah.
mean to shock you, but
You need to wake up!
Whoa!
Alan James, and I'll slap you so hard with the truth,
Shit.
you'll still be picking facts out of your face the following Wednesday.
Oh.
James, coming to a city near you. Check local press for dates and times.
Hot.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face with the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving.
Oh, God.
Time, darling.
It never is it?
I didn't hear it shift. That's weird.
Just hang on. No, the problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think
I don't know how that was a break, but fine.
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I am sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your
That was quick.
without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Oh, shit.
Good question, Jeremy,
Shit.
but I think it all comes down to moral decay.
I'll let it go.
We've diluted our culture.
I might have to
and
replay
lost
this
touch
section.
with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, a bloody gimp's escaped. Delia? Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much.
Immigrants who are responsible for the moral
I am
decay.
just screwing this
Absolutely,
section up
Jeremy.
so bad.
Back in your box, Clive. Back in
Your
your
box,
Delia,
Clive.
I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You've got crack in your gimp space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of this... Oh, hold on just a moment.
Ah, yes.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty boy.
Clive, I am not having this again.
Slowly getting these reaction
As I was
shots.
saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter.
Nope.
Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a squad. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
Hey, wait.
Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony.
Way.
Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony.
Way.
Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this.
That was shitty cuts,
Do you feel
but
that your time spent in prison
It allowed me to do it.
In any way, Tony.
Tit wank Tony.
Way.
I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris.
Oh, wait.
Little Chris. And Vampire Chris.
My man.
One sec, love. Tit wank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh.
Way.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Fucking way, Las Bolitas!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes? Tony? Tony, I mean, we were literally away for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to clean up...
Yeah, I gotta replay this section. Holy crap, I effed it up so hard.
Around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
Where's my replay button?
Well,
piss off.
Ish.
Rude, incisive journalism.
I can have you fired.
You'd miss my charm.
Yeah, B. F that. I'm going for the replay. Also gotta stay hydrated. All right. Should still be loaded. Yep.
Right in front of you. I don't want to scare you, but
all right. We're gonna go way better this time.
Something in the food. I don't want to upset you, but you should weep for the world. They're gonna take your poor sweet grandma, and I don't mean to shock you.
The funny part is it goes that way.
Wake up! I'm Alan James, and I'll slap you so hard with the truth, you'll still be picking facts out of your face the following Wednesday. Alan James, coming to a city.
If that sticks, I'll just
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back.
All right.
In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive
Much better.
into the state of law and order.
Let's go.
Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
All right.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem.
Greg?
We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change.
Keep putting
at
in the
a
reaction shot.
structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Okay.
Hello, Mrs. John.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I Totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay.
All right.
We've diluted our culture and lost touch with
We haven't
what it means
screwed
to
up
be a
this
citizen of
transition
this
yet.
once
I've thrown my
great
finger off
country.
too.
Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we
I keep sliding my hands left and right on the 1 through 4.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimps escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Oh shit.
Jeremy, back in your box, Clive. Back in your box.
fudge.
Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry,
Did
darling. I
one.
was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You got back in your dim space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of this...
Where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
There we are.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty boy.
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy, so get back in your room.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay.
Moral decay.
Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted,
All right.
it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a swamp. He's here to talk to us today, which is also
I keep finding jokes that I missed the first time.
Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony.
Way.
Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up
Why?
a alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony.
Way.
Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony.
Way.
I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris. One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news.
Getting these good action shots in.
System, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Titwank. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal there, Tony.
Fucking way, Las Bolitas!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we were literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues.
Okay, that ended up turning out way better.
After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away.
Oh
We'll
god,
be back
we have the thespian run.
after these messages.
1 minute back, everybody.
We have to do Hey Friendship.
Smooth, incisive journalism.
I can have you fired.
You'd miss my charm.
Let's see if we can get the actual beats on Hey Friendship this time. A+. Keeping the trend up.
Things even better.
Wow.
With a vast range of activities available, building the nation's future has never been so rewarding. With the Go-Getters, you can be sure that your children will be well equipped in the march towards progress.
That's
There's
awful.
nothing better than
10 seconds, everybody.
This is on you.
We're gonna open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Jeff Algebra.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first
Welcome's Black.
beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. I'm joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths
is really
important.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Maths is really important. Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle
I
believed.
just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Put it in, Coach. Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it.
All right.
That's it, that way.
Now to keep the shot clear, which is almost impossible there.
Jeff, when did you first hear about grants?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his
I have no clue how to
secretary
get to that one section.
brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then, Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny, because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic, mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this whole democracy thing.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey Friendship.
Didn't make that one cut fast enough.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh,
Oh heavens, no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist! Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. It's so important.
Maths is for losers. What? Maths is for losers? My arm's stuck, coach. Just keep going for fuck's sake. Right. Maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? My arm's free, coach. Brilliant, keep going. Right. Who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team.
Yeah.
And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all 3 of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
All right, yeah, already into it.
Take a look at me.
Hell yeah.
Take a little look at my face. I could be you.
Bullshit.
And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Ah.
Life can
be
cheeky. If you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
I can't find a beat on this. There we go.
Hey, listen up. I won't
There we go.
take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your crew lads. I'm a mother loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice.
Damn it.
And I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist.
Bullshit.
I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum for dinner. He had to wait. Where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman?
Go.
Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
Oh, no.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines.
Ah, that wasn't an A+, but I'm not doing that again because that's a pain in the ass. I can never find a beat on that one.
And we're out.
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but don't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Friendship. A still. Okay. Oh, I bet you it's still an A+ though. Yes! Generous bonus! Worrying debt. Interesting. Let's see, advance up. Hell yeah. Everybody loves us. Now to make some decisions. What decisions will they be? I don't know. Not great ones though. Definitely into that. Been living in paradise. Alright, Sam's hurried scroll. Chris has been evicted for not paying rent. You know where this is headed. Sam's gone pick up Chris's stuff from the street. Don't wait up, underlined twice. So this is your fault now, is it? You sulkily pressed play on the cheap horror film you were going to watch together. It used to absolutely terrify you as a kid, but always makes the two of you laugh. It's not the same without Sam, but you still chuckle to yourself occasionally. Just as you get to the good bit, the part where Candy decides to investigate alone, your 14-year-old son interrupts. He wants to go to a friend's house. He looks at you in a way that only a child can, pleading, but somehow defiance. And I told Charlie no, he's not allowed out this late on a school night. Charlie's voice gets louder and louder as he sees you're not going to change your mind. You pretend that it's for my own good, but you really just want to be left alone. I fucking hate you. He hesitates. He knows he's gone too far, but in his rage he can't bring himself to back down. Before you can open your mouth, he storms up the stairs and slams the door. I'll check in on him. You knock on Charlie's door, and when there's no answer, you quietly open it. Your son is under the duvet, sulking. He's determinedly facing the wall, but once it's clear you're not leaving until he talks to you, he sighs and turns to face you. He needs to learn to control his temper. He begrudgingly apologizes for his outburst, and both of you sleep much easier for having cleared the air. Oh, well. Interesting. I guess I'm being a good parent, kind of. Tight Christmas. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. You always did have a soft spot for Christmas. You're sitting at the head of the tables now. Your dad's place. It's been a tense afternoon. Everyone can feel it. It's the first time you've seen Chris since you refused to part with your passport. Ah, Chris is here now. It's a big change for Sam. The two siblings used to be inseparable. Christmas is usually such a nice time of year. The clatter of cutlery is all that can be heard as Chris stares pointedly at you. You could ask, "Are you having a nice Christmas, Grandma?" You make a toast. You stay silent. I've done the toast before, and everyone just kind of gets, kind of pissed off. I know if I talk to Grandma, she's gonna be pissed that I didn't put family first. I'm just gonna stay silent and just be like, black sheep. Chris knocks back the fourth glass of wine a little too violently. See, Sam? Can't even, oh yes. See, Sam? Can't even look me in the eyes after what happened. Your daughter looks up, confused. What do you mean? What happened? She asks quietly. You brace yourself. Sam tries to interject. Let's not go into it now, but he continues forcefully. No, I think she should hear it. Well, Susie Alex here. I could either interrupt by saying, thank you, Chris, that's enough, or stop talking right now. Thank you, Chris. That's enough. Chris turns away from you, taking out some frustration on a cheap cut of roast chicken. Your daughter, Susie, seizes the opportunity to corner you. You know how you love me? You chuckle. That sounds familiar. I'm not going to like this, am I? You joke. Susie rolls her eyes. You know, me and my friends are planning on going traveling this year. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with the money. She's interrupted by Chris, who makes a derisive snort. I wouldn't hold your breath, Suze. Not known for your generosity, are you, Alex? Ignoring Chris, you smile at your daughter, I think. We'll see so many parts of the world and learn so much about other cultures, Susie gushes. You sigh and lower your voice. You know, money is really tight right now with Grandma staying here. We just don't really have that type of money, Suze. But please, Harriet's parents are helping her. Do I make it work knowing that she'll be in danger? We did say we were gonna do things way differently, so... I'm sorry. I wish we could afford it, but we can't. What? You promised! Your daughter yells. She looks from the face of one parent to the other and opens her mouth to speak. Instead, she lets out a frustrated shriek and buries her head in her hands. Chris starts to applaud. What a dick. And the Parent of the Year award goes to... Chris starts a sarcastic drum roll on the table. You look to Sam for support, but none is forthcoming. Pay no attention, Suze. Chris goes on. Alex knows no time for their family, isn't that right? You can't even bring yourself to speak. Pathetic. Chris puts an arm around Susie and escorts her out of the room. Sam follows without meeting your gaze. Ouch. Charlie excuses himself awkwardly as you start to clear the plates in silence. Have you had a nice birthday, Pat? Your mother chimes in cheerfully. Merry fucking Christmas. She doesn't remember my name in this run. Oof. She's not proud of me. No lucidity there. Welcome, Windfall. You're leafing through the pile of accumulated post. Each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing the Teal Advance logo on the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, thank you for sending us your passports for approval. We can now confirm the receipt and validate for the new Assets and Wealth redemption scheme. Hopefully this will make the last months of arguments with Sam worth it. As such, it is my pleasure to enclose a check, which we hope you see as a symbol not only of our gratitude to you, but of our unwavering commitment to creating a society free of inequality. The throbbing of your fresh, speed-induced paper cut is the only reason you can believe you're awake. A check! And a sizable one at that. Chris was right. Advance really are redistributing wealth. We will continue to strive for the betterment of this nation and its people. Forwards, together. Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. The weight of your financial burdens lessens slightly. It's bliss. Well, no longer in worrying debt. We are now well off. Oh. Why does the zip on this damn case never close? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for the weekend, usually camping. You're not made of money. You've been looking forward to it for ages. Finally getting some time alone where you can forget about the noise of life. No kids, no work, just a little bit of romance and some peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up the battle, and you drag the bulging suitcase down the stairs. The answering machine is blinking on the hall table. Good evening, Alex. This is Mr. Bozeman. I'm calling to inform you that you will be required to work this weekend. Your heart sinks. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tensions between our nation and foreign powers, and the National Nightly News team will be working around the clock to ensure that we break the story first. Needless to say, I expect your attendance tomorrow morning, 8 p.m. sharp, 8 a.m. sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. Shock then turns to annoyance and fury. What are you gonna tell Sam? Sam comes downstairs, brimming with excitement. Kissing you, they grab the car keys from the dish and start to load your bags into the back. I am going to ignore this message. I need this weekend, and I have money to do it. So, ignore the message. God, I need this weekend. Message deleted. What was that? Comes a voice from behind you. Oh, nothing important. You put on your coat, adrenaline coursing through your body. Grabbing Sam around the waist, you practically slam the front door. You might as well enjoy your time off. You're gonna pay for it on Monday. Holiday time. It's still holiday time, and it was worth it. It was worth it. Alright, when you get to work Monday morning, you get some sour looks from your exhausted colleagues. A note sits waiting for you. The immaculate script is blood red. I'm very disappointed, Winston. Was it worth it? I've never been in the computer room. Oh, look at that disappointment. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it totally was. A permission slip. Your son, Charlie, hovers at your elbow as you read. Do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join the Advanced Go-Getters today. Forwards, together. This doesn't sound like the youth club he told you about. Charlie grabs the flyer from you and thrusts a form into your hand. So I can walk there straight from school, and Ben's sister can drop us off home after. So you won't have to do anything. I'm signing the permission slip because you should join the Advanced Go-Getter, son. Your son is thrilled. It's heartwarming to see him so passionate about becoming an active part of the community. This can only be a good thing. Great parent alert right here. Of course I am, though. We all know that. And we all know why. Profitable partnership. After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the post sorted into piles, as Sam has taken to doing recently. Most of it is the usual rubbish, but a letter with the increasingly familiar Advanced logo and "Urgent! Respond immediately!" plastered on the front in a correspondingly urgent red font grabs your attention. It's best to get it over with. Alright, dear Winston residents, this is to inform you that the Advanced government has taken another step towards our fight for equality. By nationalizing the largest private corporations and redistributing their resources amongst the citizens of this great country, the Partnership Bonds program ensures that wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. You don't remember this being in the manifesto. Huh. Every household will become a partner in one of 3 carefully selected institutions, chosen by Advanced for consistent high performance and financial security. Please note, all returns are based on public opinion and cannot be guaranteed. Please select one of the following. And we're going to choose Neil's Deals this time around. Thank you for making your selection. Please return this form in the envelope provided. You will receive a report from your partnerships in 3 to 6 working months. It seems that even Advanced can't defeat the quagmire of governmental bureaucracy. The future of this nation is in partnership. Forwards, together. Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Just how much influence could you have? Current wealth. Oh ho! Starting to get rich, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit, that was fast. Step out of your old car in silence. Sam slams the door and you wince, hoping the door won't come off its hinges. You don't say anything. Now's not the time. As you approach the front desk, you feel physically sick. the police officer asks you to wait. Eventually, after what seems like an eternity, your daughter is brought out by an officer with a kind face. She's a good kid, but we'll have to pick her up again for graffiti, and we'll have to charge her if she does it again. You nod and apologize on Susie's behalf as Sam hugs your shell-shocked daughter. As you shake her hand, the officer lowers her voice. Keep her away from that boy, and I think she'll be fine. In a car, you attempt to broach the subject, but Susie refuses to say a word. After a while, you give up your questions about who this boy might be and just drive. Hours later, you stare at the ceiling, worrying. The stillness in the bedroom is the only sign that Sam is also still wide awake. Who is Susie hanging out with? Why is she acting out? And neither of you are going to sleep tonight. Alright, so Susie's still being a rebel. Day 153. So we are massively gaining money this playthrough. I wonder if I can start spending it or if that's going to start being a problem for other people. Because all of a sudden I'm rich and they're not. Since you made advances on me. Alright. Video files loaded. We're in the Tempest. Let's get the board set. Bozeman.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it.
Second break, right? Yeah.
So read those tape labels carefully.
Crap.
But make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show.
Going to check our prostate. Channel 1 special and crazy. Actually, I want Crazy Nail to get the
Why are all men such
shit
That well.
readings there. All right.
No. Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
It probably is a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said,
That's a
all of you.
Did your
different.
personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4.
That's a new intro. All right, things are changing.
I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement,
And our first
I'll be asking
headline
what
bounce.
this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvoord and David Wong
They're going
announced
to
today that they're considering 2
escape.
possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
While both options are still on the table, support seems to be growing for a daring escape attempt. If a group of fungus experts can't fix the most advanced craft ever conceived by man, then who can?
LaBeouf avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehogs is found and destroyed, we ask, how could we have been so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to advertise Mr. Snugglehugs.
That's
and
'cause we're
subsequent
smart.
Disappointing sales turned out
Wow,
to be a
I'm surprised that didn't hit
miracle, as only
ratings.
7 children were horribly injured
That
by the
long
lethal
sit.
toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Julia Salisbury, who mobilised numerous government resources to recall the product immediately after the first blindings, said today that the new advanced
first
mark,
blindings.
which must be earned by all new products, would be a 100% ironclad guarantee of safety and quality.
Table for 2. Johnny Hamsleeves and Tiffany Lamour were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started
Oh
dating
man,
late
I'm
last
totally
year,
doing test
and
results.
this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Johnny's secretive hospital visits have had the rumour mill churning. I think it's safe to say
I think we have to, right?
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a
Floored
shock
Master.
when it was revealed earlier today, though its critics are skeptical that the young
Male
CEO
contraceptive, let's do it. Oh my
Described as a
goddess.
breakthrough far ahead of its time, the male contraceptive pill is heralding a sexual revolution. Its fans are celebrating
Responsibility.
the fact that men can take equal responsibility for contraception, but others have expressed concerns over its safety and side effects.
What are we promoting
That
again?
exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh yeah. Wonderful newsing right now. Serious news business.
But first tonight, while Advance
Damn
is
it.
certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms.
Aha,
with the
wow, a
new
new clip.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate Hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to
There's
the
the
house
drops.
behind me after
Oh,
Advance
great. Yep,
passed
the shock.
Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are whitewatters.
Simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spatting.
Steady now, Penelope. Sorry, Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure. She had to dress herself this morning and she still hasn't quite recovered, Robin.
Oh my god.
My goodness,
What all
that
he
must
do
be
is
quite a shock.
She really struggles with women's, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little gadderspatch only has one staircase.
Gadderspatch?
In a dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that. Having all one's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So what would you say to the people
What the
who
hell is
feel your
this?
family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions
I need to hear these
fair and just?
back in
I
comments
hardly
if we
think
can
we've
hear
had
them.
it easy for Fuddle's sake. Only one of our swimming pools
Fuddle's
is even heated.
But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet factor
She's
was
much more put together instead of insane this time.
I wonder what happened to him.
Absolute trite.
Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he ran off into the woods. That's probably my last
Bullshit.
happy memory, Robin.
Damn it.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel.
That was not an easy transition. That's
Warn
new.
our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breasts.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what's that?
Daddy! Daddy, it's
Daddy!
something!
Please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Rise your buggers! Carry home!
Oh, they're the new protesters.
Mummy, she's proper dragged off too.
Well, at least you are showing some shame.
Free at last! Somerset Bentley, glad to meet you.
Can we cut away from this?
Started already? Nice sharp work, boy.
Thanks, Daddy.
He gets that from me, you know.
And forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here?
We just want to be fudding well heard, that's all.
Language, Penelope. We are nude, not rude.
Sorry, Daddy.
We want the world to realise we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again.
Yes, we very well will. Stuff and pip pop.
Jeez.
Daddy, how could
It's back to you in the studio. I'm Robin Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatchings.
Thanks, Robin. Well, that's certainly a story we want to be keeping an eye on, eh, Megan?
Speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but I've seen enough shaft work to last me a lifetime.
I'm sure you have. Kind of naked protest movement. Everybody catch on. It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but seriously, who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Oh, hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, there wouldn't be enough canvas for the slogans.
When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back. Oh, sorry, I'm busting. Oh.
She's funny.
Ooh.
Yes, I know. I think it's very endearing.
She wants your job.
She's welcome to it. Why is it raining on my desk?
Alex, Bozeman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about.
And here we go. We found the intro to the naked protesters.
Wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
That's interesting. It actually changed the dialogue for the Megan compliment too. She's funny. She's coming for your job. But it's not like the women are coming and like... I don't know. It's interesting. I'm interested to see where this is going. This is very different already. And that last segment was... Ooh, that was a blitzer.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News.
I did that out of order.
Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here for the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the Orangi Hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin.
Damn.
Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid.
Stupid.
Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. What a bad shot there from Harris.
Good shot, yeah.
For shot number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing under her legs. Not bad if you ask me.
Good form.
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no!
Oh.
So really not a good start there, Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends.
Interest there?
And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense.
Bullshit.
Striker giving it large. We're into round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streaker on the pitch. Apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible.
Damn.
We're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow. Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's bodies, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harry's absolutely determined to close that massive gap.
Oof, difficult.
Lady striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was an offensive thumb screw. We haven't seen that since the Heats. What a brilliant move.
There we go, finally.
Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. He's a late bloomer, of course, I've always said that.
Ooh.
And after all, he's a game of 2 halves.
Down again.
Several subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington's Fist. Must be some music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security.
Nope, can't put that on.
And the bucket's been knocked over! I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over.
Oh no!
Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see.
There is no way to do that.
Not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again. And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Huh.
Not bad.
Good.
So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give that ball. I'm all right, ladies. Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course, if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket.
Absolutely great move.
Back to striker.
Brilliant. Come on, striker. Pick it up.
And striker's not there, but of course, perhaps. And yes, Harris has counted it with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted.
Damn, tiny bell.
That could have been the clincher.
Come
What a
out
massive
nowhere.
shame. Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. Here we go. Tommy Harris. That's all right.
It's a good angle.
Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Any striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it.
Oh,
for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, there's sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much to do.
Nope.
They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? All right, I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters, hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match.
Oh God.
Yes. We want our money. Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters.
Damn.
Oh, jog on. So now Absolute bloody. Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. Of course, as it's Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from.
That was way too long, yeah.
Really high level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me.
I agree. I agree.
She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting, juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there. Quite
excellent.
From Striker. But she's in it to win it. On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic
Whoa!
Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official. Contestants in, please.
Here we come.
And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is everyone!
Yes! Amazing!
For everyone, including me as my 15th win in Sports Board Championship.
Great plays all around. Just amazing.
Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the onside.
Ow.
Their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively. And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I always have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon there had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
Shit.
What? Fucking microphone just shocked me. Where's that sound guy?
That's being broadcast on the
Everything
censor.
okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
I'm immune to your cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Boozman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that the storm is causing the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit dangerous. Now I know you're tough and you can take the odd shot for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make
What
the
is
right
happening
decision.
with Tommy Harris right now?
You and your she-demon of an ex-wife. So what caused this big old...
So sorry about all these buckets. We seem to
your
have sprung
bum.
a leak. Well,
Well,
several, actually.
Sorry. Me and the doctor, we both know. As you get older, your body changes.
Your star seems to be in the ascendant.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay.
If you're worried about your swollen bum sack, book an appointment for God's sake.
Am I here? Here with Mr.
Procedure. It's easy, it's quick, and it's not gay. I'm still figuring out Paris. Rectums. Check them.
Well, that was a very helpful advert.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in it.
Ow.
It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly,
Oh,
I should
I
ask
got it
how
in.
you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely
That's right, I
shouldn't
got
be
that
worried.
control
Well,
in.
not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers mostly.
People who have yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's tripping on me.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera,
Oh,
Pet?
sorry, yes, it's camera 4 right there.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He was to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him.
That should be, yeah, that's within time.
Pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Oh, was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half
that
time.
quick middle.
That sounds...
It was awful. Awful for us. And this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline into an
Fuck! This microphone pack has just given me electric shock!
Are you okay?
I don't know, I think it from my asshole!
We're still on the air, Peter.
Yes, sorry, my apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry, I've got sapped again. Can I get a little bit of help?
Getting through.
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, a Rochelle face, fucker! That one was massive! Right, no, this bastard's coming off!
The older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of my grandmother with a rusty twat by
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
Shit.
Oh, for God's sake!
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information report tonight to tell your viewers everything they need to know.
Worth it.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Okay.
That's all we have time for tonight. Thank you
Got out of that.
to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports